Started in 1987, the Rugby World Cup has grown into one of the biggest sporting events on the international stage. For 44 days, 20 nations will compete in front of 2.5 million stadium fans and an estimated global television audience of 4 billion.
The sport as a spectacle itself has really started to appeal to people. I think as it became professional, I mean, obviously we've got full-time athletes now playing the sport, so that has a massive impact on the quality and the style of the game.
Expected to be the biggest World Cup to date, Managing Director of England 2015, Stephen Brown, believes it is the values of the sport that has led to the growth in interest.
So you get on this global stage and show this kind of fantastic kind of delivery of the sport at its best, and people started to take an interest over time. In addition to that, all of the unions that participate have started to grow the game in their own countries as well. And in England particularly, we're one of the bigger nations in terms of the sport. Obviously the sport originated in England. And interestingly, one of the things that really seems to appeal to people is the culture of rugby as well, and the sort of ethos and the sportsmanship, the way that players interact with the referee, the sort of respect elements of it. All of those things really seem to chime with people, and I think you combine all of that, and I think we've got ourselves a great platform for what we're just about to embark on.
Played in 119 countries around the world, it may be easy to promote the tournament to the world's estimated 6.6 million rugby players. The challenge for Brown, though, to engage new fans in the sport as well as the event.
We took the trophy around the world for a year, went to 15 different countries, so it was a good chance for people to get involved. 70,000 people kind of had their photo taken or spent some time with the trophy. Quite a lot of those people weren't actually involved in rugby or knew much about it. And then we brought it back into England, or into the UK at first, for 100 days. So 100 days out, we took a tour of the country. It's been to Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and back into England, all the way from the north to the south. And what's happened on that, and I've been out and about on that, what's happened is we've engaged, I mean, all of the standard rugby fans, but also, interestingly, you get people in the queue to see the trophy who don't know anything about it, not entirely sure why they're in the queue sometimes. And it's just this big feel of there's something coming to town in that city or that location. And people are starting to feel like, okay, this is something special, really want to be involved.
How do you draw in the younger generation, also people like football fans who may be interested to know more? How do you target them?
But from our perspective, from a World Cup perspective in England Rugby 2015, we've started to try and connect with our young audiences and maybe our new audiences through some technology. So we've got some great stuff going on with an app called Blipper at the moment, which is very exciting.
What is it? What does it do?
Blipper is it's obviously an app on a smartphone, and when people receive their ticket, they can effectively zoom in on their ticket, and then it explodes into a sort of virtual world that perhaps they haven't been in before, with a 3D image of the trophy, videos from iconic players talking about the venue and the match they're about to see. So that's one key thing we're doing that's beginning to engage with that younger audience.
How has social media changed the sport in the last few years?
It's one of the notable things between the 2011 World Cup and our World Cup in 2015. It's just the prolific use and nature of an expansion of social media. We try to engage with it at every level we can to make sure that we're seeing what people are saying about our tournament, making sure that accurate information is out there, and we're listening to what people have to say, what the vibe is. And we found it particularly useful, I think. And we're going to try and make the most of that and develop it further. And certainly when we hand over to Japan for 2019, we're going to make sure that they've got all of our experiences about how we've managed and interacted with social media.
And for our viewers who don't know much about rugby, why do you think they should watch this tournament? What's so important about this tournament?
It's just going to be a very big spectacle. I think that's going to be part of it. A bit like the Olympics in our own way, you know, our own sports way. There's something special about it, something unique. It doesn't happen very often. It probably is once in a generation at least, if not a lifetime for many people coming here. So I think there's something about that, you know, be involved and don't miss out, I think would be my kind of recommendation.